Coming up on WMBD News at noon, a fire causes more than $250,000 of damage at a Peoria medical center. I'll tell you what investigators know so far. Also, there are some new quarantine requirements if you plan on traveling out of state for the holiday weekend. We'll tell you which areas will be impacted. And these cuties are looking for forever homes. We'll tell you how you can help them out. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Shelby Roberts. To begin this afternoon, we've got new details. A Bloomington man has been arrested by U.S. Marshals in Nashville, Tennessee for attempted murder. Thursday, this man, 49-year-old Joseph Thornton III, was arrested for his involvement in a McLean County shooting in early June, and that shooting left one man seriously hurt. It happened in the 800 block of East Washington Street in Bloomington. Thornton was facing warrants for attempted murder, intent to kill, injure, and 3 counts of aggravated battery, discharge of a firearm, among some other charges. He's currently being held at a facility in Nashville, awaiting extradition to McLean County. A medical facility in Peoria had to be evacuated after a fire yesterday afternoon. Peoria firefighters were called to 5405 North Knoxville after that fire started in the mulch beside the OSF Cardiovascular Institute. On scene, crews found that the fire spread to the outside wall of the building. Paramedics and firefighters helped evacuate more than 20 employees and patients from that building. No injuries have been reported, and that fire is still under investigation. Damage, though, estimated at $300,000. Workers at Prairie Farms Peoria plant are expecting to be laid off this month, but they're now getting some help from the city of Peoria to get back on their feet. The dairy company plans to turn the milk production plant on North University into a distribution facility. It will permanently lay off 62 people within the next few weeks. But the city's economic development department is now working to connect soon-to-be jobless employees with other employers within the community. The department's director saying that local businesses could absorb some of the workers.
We are obviously very concerned about the people that live and work and play here, and when any of those things change, we want to be part of that. And
Kevin Evans says that some of the employees specialize in sanitization. It's a very marketable skill, especially during the pandemic. A Prairie Farm spokesperson says that the decision was not a reflection of the work by its employees. A group has been rallying against a reported incident of racism at an East Peoria trampoline park. About 24 community members staged a peaceful protest in front of Elevate Trampoline Park last night. This comes after a group of teenage girls says that staff brushed off an incident of racism when the girls were called a racial slur at the trampoline park by another group of teenagers. Protesters picketed with signs that said Black Lives Matter and Stop Elevating Racism. One of the organizers, Kim Ripple, tells us that she wants the girls at the center of the issue to know that they're being supported.
We're really here today just to come out to show the families and the girls especially that were involved that the community does still care, even if they may not be getting the answers that they want from the establishment, that we as a community are still going to be here and we're going to still make sure that their message is being heard.
And the owner of Elevate Trampoline Park posted on Facebook this week apologizing to the affected families. The owner said that the investigation is still pending, and if she finds out that their no tolerance policy was violated, she says there will be immediate disciplinary actions. After receiving some guidance from the Illinois State Board of Education, Peoria Public Schools is altering their return to school plan. The blended learning model will now feature alternating in-person instruction on Fridays. Superintendent Dr. Sharon Karat says under the AB model, Friday of week 1 will be for A students. Friday of week 2 will be for B students. A virtual only option is still available for families. After weeks of unrest, Peoria police are trying to create a stronger relationship between soon-to-be officers and the community. Before 5 of the newest recruits start training at the police academy, they'll do a 2-month program. It's put on by their department and the city's community development department. The recruits will be in situations that are designed to train them to build trust with civilians. Some of that will include elements like visiting nonprofits, litter cleanups, and field training to learn to consider different factors like economic situations in different neighborhoods.
I have a phenomenal staff and leadership within the Community Development Department that really puts forth a best effort to make all of our employees understand that they're a public servant first. So it's really a pretty intense training and educational system for these new officers to really go through what the Community Development Department goes through to become trained, to be able to respond and engage and educate the communities.
And federal funding will cover the cost of the program. Federal money is coming in to help Peorians pay their bills. The CARES Act is sending the city $1.6 million for rent and mortgage assistance. $300,000 of that will go to new household assistance programs, which gives families up to $5,000 for 3 months if needed. The application period starts on Monday and it'll run through the 17th. Those applicants do have to be at or below 80% of the median area income by household size, and the lottery will be held Tuesday, July 21st. In the Twin Cities, plans to reopen a local college campus are not being well received by hundreds of Illinois State University students and staff. They sent a letter to administrators saying that their reopening plan is not safe. In that 17-page letter, they're asking for more protections, including creating a free on-campus testing site for COVID-19, requiring students sign a pledge to behave responsibly, and allowing teachers the choice to work remotely. Sent out Tuesday, that paper already has more than 250 signatures. An ISU spokesperson says that they're listening to the suggestions on how to better prepare for the upcoming school year. Eric Jomey says that the Redbird Returns reopening plan is fluid right now, and a new round of guidelines will be coming out next week. A judge in Clay County has ruled against Governor J.B. Pritzker as well as his stay-at-home order. The judge says Governor Pritzker's COVID-19 order is void because his emergency powers expired 85 days ago on April 8th. The court order says the governor on his own has no constitutional authority to restrict a citizen's movement or to forcibly close a business once his emergency powers expire. Now, the judge says that those powers belong to the Illinois Department of Public Health and local health departments. A spokesperson for the governor says that he will appeal and that Phase 4 guidelines are still in effect. If you plan to travel out of state for the holiday weekend, you might be required to self-quarantine for 14 days. The Chicago Department of Public Health issued an emergency travel order, and it directs travelers returning to Chicago from states that are experiencing COVID-19 hotspots to quarantine for 14 days. Now, this applies to travelers flying into Chicago beginning Monday. States included are California, Arizona, Florida, Texas, and a host of others. Violators are subject to fines of $100 to $500 per day, up to $7,000. Now, to see if you'll be impacted, you can head on over to our website, ciproud.com, to see the latest.